When I got taught this, I just need to tell you where I was at. I had a David Jones card. I looked good though, but I had a David Jones card, always maxed out. I had 2 or 3 credit cards. I had good cars. Those cars, guess who owned them? Not me, the bank. So I had nice furniture. That was on a friggin' payment plan. And when I got taught this, I thought to myself, this is BS, this is bullshit. So you're suggesting that I should buy all this stuff? I'm never going to bloody have it, and you're taking away my life. No, you and myself have been educated to think the way that we have because we never accumulate anything worthwhile, because every time we earn a dollar, we're spending that on the things that drive the economy, no matter what it is. It's the level of psychology that I need you to understand that you need to have. You're going to have to be different. You're going to have to be one of the odd ones, and you've got to think different to the people that don't have what it is that you seek. The question is, are you game enough to do that? Are you prepared to stay the course? Because I've got to tell you, it's worth it. Because here's what you can do. You can continue going down the path you're going down and live the life that you have to live. Or you can make some of the decisions that you know that it is that you need to make to one day live the life that it is that you'd prefer to live for the rest of your life. So I've got to tell you this, right? I learned this years ago, and I actually learned it at a course called Millionaire Mindset. I actually took my son at the time, who I think was 11 years of age, and he's very much benefited from that. He purchased his first house by the time he was 18. So let me show you what he learned, what I learned, and what other people learned there on those 2 days. So the income comes in. What we want to do, we want to first of all have 55% of our income be allocated into what's called a necessities account. All right? So what's a necessities account? Your cost of living. Your cost of living is your necessities account. When I first did this and they said 55%, it was like 68%, 70% of my total income. And I thought, what the hell? This isn't going to work. This is flawed. No, it's pretty simple. You need to first simplify your expenses and look at what expenses you can cut out. So school fees, everything goes into here, right? Or if I want to maintain that level of living, I've got to find a way to earn more money. You might have to do a second job, a third job. You might need to be creative. You might need to be a little bit entrepreneurial, start something on the side. I don't know. But you either A, simplify and cut back your expenses, or B, bring more money in. But you can't have it being any more than 55%. So the next one is your financial freedom. So financial freedom. So what's your financial freedom? Well, this is the one that I'm investing in and saving. I could be saving up for a house, for recurring income. I could be saving up for shares. I'm saving up for something that when I invest in this, what it does, it gives me recurring income. So as I learned at the time, what happens if I want to get this down to 45% and live a little bit leaner? Can this go up by another 10%? Of course it can. But this is just to get you started on a basic level. And then once you've learned not to spend every cent of money coming in, well, then you can pull the levers the way that you like. And what tends to happen, everyone that I've taught this to, guess what happens? They get very addicted to this one. They get addicted to seeing this account go up. They get addicted to seeing the other accounts go down. And then they get addicted to investing. So something that I now do is every month, I just do stuff throughout the month. When I was paying for someone's petrol, doing a little act of kindness, I just do something off the cuff. I don't post it on Facebook. I don't put it out in the papers. I don't put it anywhere. I just do it. It just makes you feel nice. It's karma. If you're tight, you're just kicking off, keep the 5%, put it there. Put it there. Make that 15%. This one's really important, but that's another 10%. And we're going to call that play. We're going to call that the play account. So let's not be silly with that. But that's the account, right? That's the only one that at the end of every month, guess how much you're allowed to have in it. Now, some of us are really bloody good at this, and that's why we're tuning in. But that one's going to be 0 every month. So we're going to spend that down to zero. We're going to get every last cent in there. We're going to kick it out of that account. And we're going to spend that money on the things that we want to do. That's the bubbles in our life. That's the fun in our life. That's the joy. That's the stuff that makes it all worthwhile. So then that way we'll feel okay staying to the course. But look at it, it's 10%. So necessities is not eating out. Necessities is not takeaway. Necessities is not a holiday. All right, we're planning for all these things. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. We've got that play account. We're going to do some playing. We're going to have some fun. But what we've got over here is, this is the jar that not everyone likes. Ready? You're going to allocate 10% into that. But this is where I want something. I'm going to buy what I can afford. Live within your means. Sounds boring as batshit, doesn't it? But what we've got to do, we've got to connect back to what's the long-term plan? To escape the cycle, to get reoccurring income. This is just starting off. This is just baby steps. This is helping you get the right relationship with money. That's all it's there to do. And then the last account, and you're probably thinking, how many more are there? This is 10%. It's the education account. There's a lot more to learn from here, but this is a great place to start. Don't underestimate the power of what you've learned today. Because what you want to do is, by developing this new level of thinking, is put yourself in a position where you're investing in something that's going to generate some reoccurring income. Because the very first thing that you should do when you walk into your first day of work is work out when your last day of work is going to be. And if that's going to be based on when you get the pension, well, that's a bloody long time away. And that doesn't look very good for very many people. I'm here to give you a different level of thinking, that when you put a bunch of millionaires together, when you put a bunch of billionaires together, this is the way they think. And they all understand this. It's way more expensive to look as though you have money than what it is to have money. And they understand that the things that give you the joy in life, the bling, the cars, the boats, the jet skis, the motorbikes, these are the things that you do with the reoccurring income that's connected to the smart investments that you've made. And one last thing I want to say, investing is a long-term game, not a short-term game. I'm Stephen Cromedy. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for listening to my belief and philosophies of what it is to have a millionaire mindset.